After years of laying dormant, the civil war in Syria is suddenly dynamic again, with events shifting almost by the hour. A coalition of opposition forces has dealt stunning setbacks to the regime of President Bashar al-Assad. The rapid fall of Aleppo, the country's second largest city, was especially striking. Aleppo saw some of the worst fighting of Syria's civil war, which began in 2011. Assad spent 4 years trying to wrestle control of Aleppo from rebel forces, eventually succeeding in 2016 with the help of Russia in what many believe was a turning point in the conflict. But this time, Aleppo fell within hours. But why has Syria's war reignited now? These are the key players. Bashar al-Assad's family is Syria's main political dynasty, ruthlessly ruling the country for over 50 years. Assad took over from his father in 2000. 11 years later, he faced a major challenge to his rule from largely peaceful protesters associated with the Arab Spring. His crackdown against them evolved into a full-scale civil war. The opposition forces that recaptured Aleppo are led by a group called Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS. It controlled nearly all of nearby Idlib province. Initially an offshoot of al-Qaeda, lately its leader, Abu Muhammad al-Jolani, has been talking about religious tolerance. He told CNN his goal is to topple Assad and create a government for all Syrians. 5 foreign countries have a military presence in Syria: the United States, Turkey, Iran, Russia, and Israel. This analyst says it was Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza and Hezbollah in Lebanon that upended the situation in Syria.
Hezbollah, the group which supported Assad for many years, had to remove and relocate some of its forces and fighters as well as assets back to Lebanon in order to protect its territories there against an Israeli offensive.
Russia has long supported Assad's regime, and that doesn't seem to have changed yet. It joined the Syrian government forces in fierce airstrikes on Aleppo and other areas. Russia has air and naval bases in Syria, which it uses to project its influence across the region. But Vladimir Putin's debilitating war in Ukraine may make it harder for him to help Assad as he did in the past.
Whatever victories Russia was able to achieve in the past, whether those are military victories or symbolic/political victories, those were temporary. Now we are in a different phase when it comes to its ability to project power.
Iran is also supporting Assad and has sent its militias to help fight the rebels. Then there's Turkey, which backs groups of rebels near its border with Syria and wants millions of Syrian refugees inside Turkey to be returned. The United States supports the Kurdish Syrian Democratic Forces, who want autonomy within Syria, which Turkey's government opposes. And finally, there are remnants of the Islamic State in Syria. While badly weakened, it could try to take advantage of the chaos to regroup. Syria's 13-year civil war has already created an immense refugee crisis, upending politics in Europe, even impacting Canada's 2015 election, when Justin Trudeau made resettling Syrians one of his main promises.
25,000 more Syrian refugees.
There are worrying signs the humanitarian situation is rapidly deteriorating again. Ismail al-Abdallah is with the humanitarian group the White Helmets.
The humanitarian situation is very difficult. Even bread was very big problem. The bakeries stopped. Some NGOs that we coordinate with take this responsibility, and now they distributing bread every day in Aleppo City.
A key challenge is that HTS is recognized as a terrorist entity by many countries. While Western governments would like to see Assad gone, they also don't want to be seen as helping HTS.
So they have to find a way in order to provide assistance and help those civilians who live in those areas. The question is, how can you do that? And I think this is what we need to discuss.
Other key cities on the highway to Damascus are also being captured in fresh blows to Assad. More than 300,000 Syrian civilians have been killed since the start of the conflict, but Assad's proven extremely adept at clinging to power.
It's safe to say that Assad is not 100% secure, but no one knows when and if the regime will collapse completely.
Some kind of power-sharing agreement might be the most desirable outcome to end Syria's war. But so far, that's not something Bashar al-Assad has been willing to consider.